All right, today we are replacing the number 3 or right or passenger side motor mount on a Mazda 3. 2004 through whatever, what is it, 2012, 2010, somewhere around there. They're all the same. Also Mazda 5, they'll have the same mount right here. You can kind of see there's 2 nuts, the studs that come through by the motor off the bracket, and there's 2 bolts down below. You're going to need a 18 millimeter socket for the lower mount bolts and a 17 for the upper nuts. Also going to need an extension because the nuts or bolts are pretty far down there, and a ratchet, of course. Haven't really taken anything apart yet or got anything ready. Only thing I've done so far is kind of put some lubricant on the bolts themselves, which doesn't seem to be helping. Or break my ratchet. There we go. They break loose. Okay. Other than putting some lubrication on the bolts to loosen them up a bit, I did put a jack underneath the engine. I used the, what would you call it? Kind of like a skid plate for the AC compressor. It makes a nice little mounting point or jacking point. Here's one of the bolts out. See, it's kind of like a self-threading kind of doohickey that holds the lower mount in. Yeah, I just use the jack to kind of support the engine in case. Holy moly! I might need some more sauce for that one. Let's do the upper nuts first. We'll come back to that bad boy down there. Yeah, I might need something a little more powerful than this. I'll be right back. So now we are going to take off the upper nuts. It's a very simple job, hand tool job. You can kind of see it's coming loose now. This mount was shot. You can tell because they start leaking oil. They're hydraulic. So once they start doing that, you can kind of tell there's drips along the frame rail. As long as you have a light colored car like mine, you can kind of see it pretty easily. And I let it go for a while because, I was going to wait till it was really bad. And now it is. It's, causing bucking issues. And it creaks when I accelerate. It's really kind of annoying. So I fix now. Now you can buy this from the dealership, from Mazda. I won't shift too far. For a little over $100. Maybe a little less if you know a guy. And you can buy them online. You can buy them online. There's 2 different ways you can buy them. Same thing with the parts store. Actually, if you buy them from a parts store, they only come one way, and you get just the insert. And I'll show you that in a minute. But I went online and I found a complete replacement with the bracket and everything. There's the other 18 millimeter bolt. For about $25 shipped. So, yay me. So, you can go on eBay or Amazon and find these things all day long. Whoa. And that's when the engine slides off the jack. So we will fix that and be right back. All right. Now that the crisis is averted, the engine is supported once again by the jack. We're going to remove this coolant tank. I'll just push it out of the way a little bit. And there's little taggies here and back here. They have to come up. Let's see. We might need a screwdriver to kind of pry those away. So I will be right back. And we are back with our handy dandy screwdriver. The gloves back on here. Safety first, keeps your hands clean, etc., etc. So we're just gonna kind of pry these babies back a little bit. There's that one done, mostly. And then, let's see if I can get in there. There we go. And she's free, mostly. Come on. Alright, just kind of move that out of the way there, which gives you access complete to the motor mount to lift her out. You kind of see that it's a little ripped. That's where the fluid was leaking out. And if you buy these aftermarket, you have to clamp them back on. They only come with this insert piece. You have to bend these tabs around this bracket. So let's go grab the new mount and we will contrast and compare. So here's the new wonderful made in China motor mount that I got off of eBay for 25 bucks. Rip this bag open here. And as you can see, it's all in there. You can kind of compare that one, which is the new aftermarket. My glove back on here, so you can touch this dirty thing. Compare that to the factory one. Ooh, over here. I guess they are a little different bracket-wise, so who knows? Maybe they mold the whole bracket aftermarket. They are a tad different, as you can see, but everything's where it's supposed to be. Everything looks the same. This is a little higher up in the bracket, mostly because it's not all squished and bad and busted down there. So let's throw it in place and bolt it in. See how this goes. Now, the motor did shift forward a little bit, as things happen when you take the support out. So once you slide the mount over the studs, you'll notice that you're about an inch off, but you can move the engine back and forth a little bit. So I'm going to get it into place with the jack, which is going to take some fiddling around, and I'll be back when I got it ready to go. All right, and after a small amount of jacking and prying and pushing, everything's lined up. All the nuts and bolts are back in place, and I'm just going to finish tightening everything down here. Now, I do have a torque wrench. We'll look at torque specs in a minute. I'm kind of doing this, on the fly, so didn't look up any instructions or specifications or anything, but nah. It's only 4 bolts I'll break as I drop my socket and extension down. There it is. So yeah, it's not that difficult. I guess the hardest part is just keeping the motor where it's supposed to be so it doesn't shift out of place too much, because that makes putting the mount on that much harder. Yeah, these are already tightened down. So you should be good. Just put the coolant tank back on the tabs. Make sure nothing's pinched. There's a ground wire that runs underneath the mount. Doesn't really get in the way, but just want to make sure it's routed properly. And just slide this back over these 2 metal tabs. These 2 are locked in, which they are. And it's kind of sloppy, but who cares? It's in. So that's it. A wobbly camera. Woo! Brand new motor mount in under half an hour. Like I said, it takes more time to fiddle around getting the motor back where it's supposed to be to get the mount bolted down. So I will tighten everything up, take it for a test spin. Of course, what would any YouTube video be without me asking you to like the video, subscribe. Sometimes I post stuff like this. I do a lot of dash cam videos, which I'm sure you know, and other car related stuff. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you next time.